Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Welcome to the Gaming Daddy channel. And ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Oh my goodness. So finally, my character on the PlayStation now has a Ravenous, a very challenging weapon to get, under the circumstances because it's a raid exclusive. And, I first want to give a shout out to the LCN clan. They basically yanked me in and made sure that I was basically situated as I came on PlayStation. I just went on on the PS5, and I've just basically been grinding by myself. And a lot of the community I used to play on play with on the PS5 from the Division 1 days, a lot of that community, I don't know exactly, where they are right now. Many of them seem to have moved on. They seem to have basically, I would say started playing other games, especially now that the division is somewhat, dry. So I came and I was basically a solo player. And, it's something that I usually do from time to time. But, because me and Gmo have been, buds for a while, he decided, you got to join our clan. And I was like, all right, cool, no problem. And just yesterday, he basically got the Ravenous to drop and he gave it to me. This is basically what their clan does, and being a member of the clan is actually pretty cool. The one thing, though, is I have to basically yell at you guys because nobody told me that my mic was too loud yesterday until later on. Y'all should have said something. They were like, yo, your microphone is blazing. And they told me only maybe almost 2 hours afterwards. And I'm sure they were being polite. It's something that, I think, players try to be during gameplay and all. So it's okay. It's all fun and games. But more importantly, man, I really do appreciate what a lot of clans and, dedicated clans that do these things. I really do appreciate what they do for members of the community because not only, do I have the weapon, to me, more importantly, was the learning process of understanding the raid mechanics much more. And I think I'm starting to get it, even better. When I first played the raid, my understanding was somewhere around the, maybe I'll say 10% knowledge because, I was just in one particular section. Yesterday, I got to run it twice and I got to ask a little bit more questions because that's basically all I do. I'm just always asking questions. Always, trying my best to just figure out stuff once I'm interested in it. That's the thing. And I told them, I said, y'all have opened Pandora's box because now what I'm just going to start doing is I'm going to be running these. And there are a lot of new people that are also coming in, that they're just basically getting a lot of, I would say, friend requests and all that stuff. So I think now being passed on to me, my goal and my job is going to be, put myself in a position where I can also, be able to drop this for somebody if this, basically if I get the weapon. And so that's actually pretty cool. Dark hours, I know how to do dark hours. So maybe I'll get an Eagle Bearer, maybe not. But hey, my PC character's got an Eagle Bearer. So I already experienced that weapon there. If I get one here, that's perfectly fine as well. But the journey is quite interesting so far. Now, another thing that I wanted to basically highlight is I've been looking very carefully at, the marketing for the Division 2 when it first started. I actually have a video that I'm going to link here in the description for you guys. And this is when the creative director was talking about Endgame. This is when he was talking about pretty much, what they had planned for the Division 2 and when you get to Endgame as a character after your level 1 through 30 progression. And they kept saying the 8-man raids. And he said in that interview, he said 8-player raids. And then afterwards, he said you can play all content, basically solo. But they differentiated that. And then there was also the news that he had said everything was going to have matchmaking. But then I think what they did was they did not clarify their marketing because they kept saying 8-man raids, but they necessarily did not clarify their marketing to say that the raid was not going to have that. They said in their interviews that the raid was going to be the hardcore side of the, the game where specific, themes needed to be met and players, who wanted to engage in something much more than just the regular, content had something to deal with. So I think what they did with that, proposition was they provided the legendaries and then they provided the 8-man raids because the way Iron Horse is built, I'm of the mind that you really do have to understand exactly what each member of the team is. I'm a big advocate for raid matchmaking. That position is still here, But I'm gonna tell you honestly that my opinion on it is actually really starting to shift slightly. Now, why do I say so? You'll save yourself a lot of time if you're going to be able to do this, in my opinion, efficiently. The farming, the taking people through, the running people through, that concept, that context is better served inside of a clan, inside of a group of coordinated players. Because I remember the last Operation Dark Hours that I played. I remember very clearly I went on the Discord for the Division 2, and everybody in that group swore that they knew what they were doing. And that was something that I remembered and I realized. So I'm saying this, that, even though I've seen the kinks, I still say raid matchmaking is essential, because it will really weed out, people who don't really know exactly what they're doing. It will weed out groups of people who don't know what they're doing. That's for sure. But I remember this group swearing that everybody knew exactly what to do. Some people were even saying, "Oh, why don't we do this? Why don't we all wear BTSU and all that stuff?" And I was like, I've never heard that one before. But once the raid started and we were a boomer, there were people standing in front of computers that were being called and were not even pushing it. That's when I knew, oh, crud, there seriously is trouble here today. A lot of people don't know what they're doing. And I had it recorded too. So once they started throwing blame, I just laughed and kept my mouth shut. But I was seeing it and I had it on video to basically say who did not know exactly what they were doing. And everybody kind of got frustrated and everybody disappeared. That's one thing that I think many people may want to avoid when they're trying to, accomplish the raid, is a team that will just give up on them. When everybody wipes, there's nobody now to kind of help you. And so you're stuck, basically. But in a clan's, I would say, context, even if, people wipe, people are stuck, people get frustrated, there is still I would say, the goal to continue. I mean, yesterday's raids, when I played them, I was most likely a weak link in my very first one, because I did not have a full DPS build. We finished that raid, and then all the guys that, we went to the base of operations, everybody was opening their exotic caches and just dropping their exotics from me, and dropping bills when we were doing, dropping items, because we went ahead and got the capacitor too. So I was able to put together a Providence setup that was able to basically do better for the second run. The second run was much better. In fact, I was actually stationed at this door here, which, is a huge responsibility in a sense, because, I didn't even know that was the more difficult door to be at. So that was quite fun that I got thrown in the deep end. And for somebody who's not necessarily a big gunplay person, it was a good stretch. It basically stretched me a little bit. And so I was quite excited about that. So my goal now is to start moving to the other sections and understanding. So I appreciate all of you, Red, the clan members, Gunny, all of you that basically made this process interesting. Bug, Speedy, Bug. You know what, Bug? I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. All the jokes and everything last night while you guys were playing was quite refreshing. It really reminded me of the communities that, you really have to enjoy the division in. That's how I started. I mean, I know, my clan right now on PC is not necessarily that active, but I've always understood that the division has and shares a very strong community, and that's why I think the game has always been solid, and that's why I think the game's not going anywhere. So stop the rant for now. Check links in the description. LCN clan on PlayStation 5. Hit up a lot of the members there. Disturb them and, tell them what exactly it is that you need. Listen. Do not assume that you know anything. Be willing to learn. And I think that's how you're going to be more successful than others who have tried. Talk to you guys in another video. Thank you so much. Peace out.